I think that Nyesom Wike is very rude.
I can see that Mr. Reuben Abati is not here. I want to commend the management of Arise TV for taking him out of today.
Dr. Abati did not leave because of the fact that you, Lere Olayinka, was coming here. We have to restate that. He was indisposed. He couldn't make it here.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you don't already know, anything that one builds on the foundation of a lie will always crumble. And that's the lesson Arise Television is now learning. So sit back, relax, as I painstakingly reveal to you how the cookies came crumbling down. But like I always say on this channel, context matters. And without sufficient context, this particular video may lose its essence, leaving many of the people that might come across this video confused or come away with half-truths. So let's delve into the context of this story.
We are all hungry. All of us are. If you're not hungry, I am. You may laugh. So for us, the opposition, if you want us to remove the man in power, we can remove him from this power.
You are talking about Rotimi Amechi?
Yes, sir.
And you have been specific. I don't know how a man will choose his 60th birthday to tell lies. It's unfortunate. Of all time, it's your 60th birthday that people are celebrating you. You used to tell lies to Nigeria. You are hungry. Let us tell ourselves this. He was Speaker 1999 to 2007. Yeah. And if anybody knows, he was the most pampered Speaker. Then he was reading law in London as a Speaker 1999 to 2007. He became a governor 2007 to 2015. He was still reading law in London. 8 years as Speaker of Rivers State House Assembly. 8 years as Governor of Rivers. You never talked about hunger. You became a minister from 2015 to 2023. 8 years, super minister, transport, where you were borrowing money for exit bag loans. You didn't talk about hunger. 2 years you have left office. I'm in coalition because I'm hungry. You're only hungry of power.
Now, let me start with Rotimi Amechi. He says Rotimi Amechi is hungry for power. He could not deliver 10% for article in the 2023 election. He could not address hunger while he was a minister or while he was a governor. Now, there's a basic principle in human relationships about your relationship with your bosses. I think that Nyesom Wike is very rude, disrespectful, because Rotimi Amechi is his boss in politics. When he was local government chairman, or was he councillor, during Amechi's second term, it was Rotimi Amechi that helped him to become local government chairman at Obio Apo local government area. He subsequently became chief of staff to Rotimi Amechi. It was Rotimi Amechi that recommended him to become Minister of State for Education in Abuja. So he talks this carelessly about his former boss. I think it's disrespectful. I think he speaks to his character. Number two, this same Nyesom Wike still talking about this hubris. The theory is this. People can double check it. You know, has also abused Peter Odili, Sir Peter Odili, another statesman. He has said publicly that Peter Odili does not qualify to be an elder. This is the same man that he was taken to by Mama Peace, Dr. Patience Jonathan, to help him to become governor. There is no name he has not called Dr. Peter Odili and his wife. He even referred to him as one man and his wife as one woman. This is a statement about character. This same Nyesom Wike says he's fighting for President Jonathan. and that there's nobody in PDP that can stop him, not even Chief Olabode George, whom we refer to as a ground rent debtor. So who will Nyesom Wike not insult? Senator John Mbata, who was his godfather at a point, he insulted him too. And he has shown signal that he's also going to insult President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In that interview, he pointed out that if he had known that President Tinubu was going to declare a state of emergency in Rivers, he would have offered a different kind of advice. That's already a signal to President Tinubu to know that this man you are dealing with is only interested in his own interests, permanent interests, not permanent friends. And so President Tinubu should beware, because tomorrow he will abuse this same President Tinubu.
Not one to let such go unchallenged, Tim Wike apparently reached out to the owner of Arise, demanding a right of reply, particularly to respond to the very derogatory remarks made by Dr. Abati. And of course, their demand was granted. And it was the appearance of the program on Friday morning that threw spanner into works.
Well, joining us on the show this morning to respond to comments made towards Nyesom Wike is Lere Olayinka.
Now, notice she didn't say Tim Wike was there to respond to the derogatory remarks made by Dr. Abati the previous day. Of course, they themselves knew there was little to defend, so it was best not to mention why Lere Olayinka was on the program that morning. Apparently, Arise News themselves recognized that Dr. Abati was wrong to have referred to Wike as rude. And what did they do? They quietly deleted the parts in this video where Dr. Abati had referred to Wike as being rude. Anyways, let's go back to the video. I just thought it was an important point to make.
I can see that Mr. Reuben Abati is not here, because I was not expecting him to be here, because he took position of special assistant on media to Rotimi Amechi. He took position of spokesperson to Rotimi Amechi. So I was thinking that to be professional, to operate normally, Reuben Abati will not be among those who will sit in the studio to interview me. I said that it will be on this side of the discussion this morning. So why I will be talking in defense or in support of the FCT Minister Wike, he will also be talking in support and in defense of Rotimi Amechi, like he has been doing. And I said that probably he has been appointed as a special assistant on media to Amechi, because I watched him like 3 or 4 days ago here, saying that talking like the minister is rude, is this, and using unprintable words that I was not expecting to hear from somebody who has functioned as editorial chairman of Guardian newspapers. For somebody like that to come to studio and begin to call a minister rude in defense of Rotimi Amechi, because he was supposed to, in journalism, we are not supposed to have opinion. So I was shocked to hear him turning himself to spokesperson of Amechi. And I want to also suggest that since he's now Amechi's spokesperson, he should excuse himself from Arise TV and go and do his job properly. He should not be using a platform provided by respected Nigerians like Oga Nduka Obaigbena to ventilate his anger, his frustration, and his hatred for Wike. Because it is obvious that he hates Wike. Oga Reuben Abati has always come to this station to present himself as a moral police, to postulate, present himself as a moral police. And he will not one day tell us that at one point in his life, he is a politician, a member of PDP. At some point in his life, he was PDP deputy governorship candidate in Ogun State. And he was comfortable having his picture displayed with that of somebody who was wanted by the American government for alleged drug trafficking. He was comfortable on the podium with somebody who was wanted by the American government for alleged drug trafficking. That is the person that will come here and pronounce with his mouth that a minister of this, a former governor, a minister, somebody he once ran to for help, and call that person a rude person. It is to me, I never believe that kind of word, but you know him. He's a bully like he has always been. Even you that you are talking to me now, I've seen videos in the studio bullying you, telling you that you did not respect him. You did not call him Oga, even you that are his colleagues, on live TV. So I want to commend the management of Arise TV for taking him out of today. So that
that is not what happened, sir.
Mr. Lere,
that is not what happened, sir.
Mr. Lere,
and also speak.
Mr. Lere Olayinka, Mr. Lere
Olayinka,
if you will hear me,
like special assistant or media,
if you will hear me,
former governor of Rivers State and former minister of transportation, Rotimi Amechi,
Mr. Lere,
that is in that regard.
Now, before I share my thoughts on all of that, this was how Team Abati responded to the allegation that Dr. Abati was stood down because of Team Wike's appearance on the program that Friday morning.
We must have to say a couple of things. Number one, first and foremost, Dr. Abati did not leave because of the fact that you, Lere Olayinka, was coming here. We have to restate that. He was indisposed, he couldn't make it here, he called in sick. Number two, all your allegations against him are unsubstantiated, and he has a right of reply. And he will also take his right of reply when it comes. And it is not fair to cast aspersions about a man and say things you do not know. So you thanking Arise TV for not putting Dr. Abati here, that's untrue. That's not a fact. That's not a statement of fact. He called in sick and is indisposed. And he will get his chance to be able to talk back.
So Rufai there, clearly saying Dr. Reuben Abati was not on set on Friday morning because he was sick. Of course, I never believed that alibi for 1 second. But this is what Dr. Abati himself said was responsible for his absence on the program in a statement he released on Saturday. I was not absent from the morning show on Friday to avoid any discussion. I was engaged at a pre-scheduled book review for Oprah Benson, Life and Legend, a 550-page publication by Dr. Udu Yakubu. It was an honorable and intellectual commitment. I stand firmly by everything I said regarding Minister Wike. He is a public official occupying a public office. He is and should remain subject to public scrutiny. Nobody in public service is above accountability. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is exactly what happens when the television stations, when most presenters on the television stations have what I call a Wike derangement syndrome. This is what happens when you have a mix of microwave and opinion journalists masquerading as objective journalists. Of course, it was only a matter of time before what we are now witnessing happens. But wait a minute. The station lied on Friday morning that Dr. Abati was unceremoniously absent from the program. That was on Friday morning. And then 24 hours after, maybe more than 24 hours after, Dr. Abati now contradicts the station. The question is, didn't Dr. Abati watch the part where Rufai Hussein said he was sick? So that at least he can harmonize their lies and avoid this needless show of shame and hypocrisy. Honestly, all I can say is I'm shocked but not surprised. And anyone who has been following me on this channel can attest to the fact that I have been shouting from the mountaintop that what Arise Television is practicing is not journalism. So why do I think Dr. Abati strategically recused himself from Friday's program? I think one of two things happened. It is either Dr. Abati excused himself because he felt Lere Olayinka was beneath him and he wouldn't want to be caught with Lere in the gutters, or the owner or management of Arise Television knew having Dr. Abati on set with a Lere Olayinka was going to degenerate into a free-for-all, and therefore, in his wisdom, asked Dr. Abati to stand down. And from the lies that have just been exposed, it is hard to believe anything other than the scenarios I just painted was the case. Anyways, I will come back to this disgraceful revelation in a bit, but let's go back to the videos that I played earlier on. Obviously, a lot to respond to, but I will narrow it down to the most important ones before I play you the next set of videos. So let's start from the most important one. Was Dr. Abati right to have referred to Wike as rude? I guess the fact that the station had deleted that disgraceful and unprofessional comment tells you everything you need to know about how the management of the station views that comment. So, need I say more? And to the very contentious issues on why Dr. Abati was unceremoniously absent on the program on a day when Team Wike was coming to have their own pound of flesh. Truth is, this chorus reaction was, as they say in football, taking one for the team. And they all knew what they were doing here. And by the way, Bru Kashamu is dead now. And if Lere Olayinka doesn't have respect for the dead, he should at least have respect for Mr. Kashamu's family. I believe that's the least we can all do. And then to this bombshell allegation.
When he had issue with EFCC and he had to pay back the money he got from Dasuki loot, then the alleged Dasuki loot, he himself and his wife knew the road to Wike's house to go and beg for a bailout, which is obviously got, and Wike was not rude that time.
And this is how Dr. Abati responded. I have never approached Minister Wike to beg for money. That is a lie. If anyone, including an ex-partner, went to him under false pretenses to solicit funds in my name, I place a clear disclaimer. Such actions were not authorized by me, and Minister Wike reserves the right to call it out as a fraud. Like many others, I was invited by the EFCC for questioning, a lawful and procedural engagement. At no time was I asked to return any money. In fact, the EFCC under former chairman, Ibrahim Magu, later apologized to me. So, Dr. Abati, that's all you have to say in defense of this kind of allegation? Really?
Mr. Reuben Abati,
that's all? Clearly, Dr. Abati knows more than he's telling us. It sounds like he knows some money actually left Wike's pocket to his family. It's just that he didn't directly receive the money in question. And how very convenient. And to try to throw his former wife under the bus, for me, speaks volumes about his person. My prayer for Dr. Abati is that his former wife doesn't decide to act petty, like he is currently doing. Honestly, judging from this, your empty response, Dr. Abati, I would rather believe Team Wike than believe you. For a man who Wike has been living rent-free in his head, honestly, I'm at a loss. Anyways, the consolation someone like me have is that if Nyesom Wike remains the loquacious individual that he is, then it's only a matter of time before he comes out with receipts. Anyways, trust Team Abati, ably led by no other person than the microwave journalist of our time, Rufai was saying not to take such a beating lying down. And by the way, if you can, please focus on the reaction of Rotus as Team Wike launches their several attacks.
I'm listening to woman.
We will not allow this conversation to degenerate into personal insults, defamatory territory,
but you were in
and
that
so
station
forth.
when Abati was calling, Wike was saying Wike was rude. Did you say anything?
Lere Olayinka, based off of that, on this platform, we like to discuss issues that can move the nation forward, issues that pertain to governance and that pertain to...
He's clearly not here to talk about issues.
Mr. Lere Olayinka.
Mr. Lere, let's talk about your
Let's
certificate.
take away...
Provide your real...
Mr. Lere Olayinka, based off... Let's stick to the subject matter. The subject matter here is around conversations, not just those that take place on this table, but in the public space.
Not this casting of aspersions about people that are not here to speak for themselves and saying things that are not true and do not hold water. So it will be best for you to moderate yourself and speak to the issues as regards the right of reply. I am still speaking. I am still speaking. I am still speaking, Mr. Olayinka. So please, I want you to focus on the right of reply of what transpired between your boss and Amaechi. That's the focus of this issue, and not attacking people that are not here to defend themselves. That's the only decent thing to do. Go ahead.
Are you done speaking?
Go ahead, please.
When your Reuben Abati was in that studio calling Wike, saying Wike was a rude person, was Wike there to defend himself? Was Wike there? So if he's not here, he will also hear what I'm saying and come as spokesperson to Amaechi to also defend himself. Again, Oseni Rufai, stop behaving like you know everything. You are not a spirit. The allegation I made is against Reuben Abati, not you. Listen.
No, but I have a right to speak up for my colleague. I have a right to speak up for my colleague.
You have a right. You have a right to speak for your colleague.
Yes.
You don't have the
we
right.
are a team on this show.
You don't have a right.
We are a team.
You don't have a right. You don't have the right. You say even if you are a team, you don't have a right because we are not in the zoo. Reuben, we are not in the zoo.
Mr. Olayinka, with due respect, maybe one of these days we'll talk about your own 20 million fraud allegations that you had to go back and forth to court for. Maybe we'll talk to that. Your own 20 million fraud allegations. Allegations against you too.
20 million allegation. I went to court. I went to court myself, and the case was struck out, dismissed. The case was dismissed. If I knew that you were going to talk about it, I will bring the court judgment. And that is why I say, so go and do a 2 or 3 weeks course in journalism so that you will know. You will not come to a TV station to begin to talk like you are a lawyer, using words like I put it to you. Like somebody is a court of law, you are doing cross-examination. I put it to you. I put it to you. This is a conversation, not an interrogation. You should also begin to act like human being that you are supposed to be. What I'm saying here is that I made allegation against Reuben Abati. Let him come and defend him. So you are not the one to say that the allegation is lying. He says it's false. It's true or not. Because you are not the person. Were you with him when he went to Wike? Were you with him in the EFCC custody? Were you with him? You were not with him now. So stop behaving like you know everything. Is it not you that you study animal anatomy?
So
that you are supposed to be doing it.
Okay.
What is wrong in studying animal anatomy?
Okay, Mr.
Can you show us your own certificate from the school you went? Show us your own certificate.
Documentary on animal now.
The certificate is phony.
Guys said do documentary on animals and stop talking to human beings and let responsible person coordinate this program, not you. Not somebody who was convicted for breaking traffic offense. Not somebody like you. You come to TV station and begin to do.
Mr. Lere Olayinka, if I may interject at this moment.
Now, did you notice the body language of Rotus?
We are not in the zoo.
And guess who else noticed? Yeah, you guessed right. Dr. Abati. did notice a confirmation that he did watch the program that morning. And this is how he chose to thank the team for a job well done. My heartfelt appreciation goes to my diligent team, Rufai Oseni, Vinbai, and our wider crew for standing tall with professionalism and poise. Now notice who was conspicuously missing. No prizes for guessing who he chose not to acknowledge, and for very obvious reasons. Anyways, I digressed. Again, a few things to unpack from this clip. First off, I thought Lere was doing fairly well until the point he started suggesting Rufai wasn't fit to be among human beings. I mean, it's okay not to like Rufai's style of journalism, which I personally don't, but to describe him that way, I think was disrespectful, disgraceful, and beneath the office he represents. I know Rufai naively took the bait by making his own allegation, but I don't think it's fair to describe a fellow human being as an animal just because he happens to study animal anatomy as his first degree. And that is coming from me, who had always argued that Rufai can do a lot better in his professional conduct on and off this set. Finally, I think it is worth mentioning that Arise Television has not been particularly dispassionate in their reportage of the Honorable Minister of the FCT, who I must add has not particularly made things easy for himself. But that notwithstanding, I think the station comes across as having a Wike virus. And this their morning program especially doesn't hesitate to all insults at Wike at the slightest provocation. Now, Dr. Abati, is that what you call professionalism and accountability? Obviously, those words must mean something new.